You're emotional. You pour those words into an email. You're still emotional. You hit send. Oh no, you've sent it to the wrong person. Maybe even the person that you wrote the email about. You freeze in dread. Your heart is pounding. The blood drains from your face. There is no way to unsend this email. What do? You message the person that you sent it to. You pretty much beg them not to open the email, to delete it without opening it. But let's be honest, no one's going to do that. It makes them want to open the email even more. You have zero control over what happens next, and you have no one to blame but yourself. This happened to me. Well, I was the one receiving the email from the wife of my life group leader. I didn't see the email come through, but I received a text which said, "This email was written in frustration by a wife to her husband. Can you please delete it without opening it?" In a moment, you will find out what happened next. But first, we can be so careless with our words, but the Bible tells us that we need to be very careful with our words. If anyone thinks he is religious and does not bridle his tongue but deceives his heart, this person's religion is worthless. With it we bless our Lord and Father, and with it we curse people who are made in the likeness of God. From the same mouth comes blessing and cursing. My brothers, these things ought not to be so. And the most terrifying and sobering reality of all when it comes to our words. But I tell you that every careless word that people speak, they shall give an account for it on the day of judgment. We can easily speak about a person behind their back, but we cannot speak about a person behind God's back. There are no secret words with God. Everything is in the open. Okay, so back to the email. I just had to rush to my computer and check what this said. The words of a whisperer are like delicious morsels. Something goes off inside of us that wants to know so badly what people have said behind our backs. We don't often get an opportunity, but this was a great opportunity. And in that moment, I was confronted with a decision to look or not to look. That is the question. So let's consider this. I have a right to know what this person has said, especially if that's about me. It's their fault that they sent the email, and they're going to be accountable for those words. On the other hand, when I look at this email, and if it is something about me, it's going to cause a resentment inside of me towards them. Or if it's about someone else, it might make me think differently about someone else based on something that's really gossip. But I have a right to open that email still. So I paused for a moment and I wrote back, I just deleted it. All things are lawful, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful, but not all things build up. And the response that I got back, thank you for being so gracious. I never got to see those words. And if I'm going to be honest with you, I've said a lot of words behind people's backs. We all have, if we're going to be real with each other. None of us are innocent of this. I thought to myself, how would I want someone to respond if I was in the situation where I had accidentally sent that email? I know we've all been in the place before where we've said things about people, and we all deserve for people to hear those words, but I would want someone to extend grace to me in that situation. I never got to see that email. I deleted it without reading it. But I had an opportunity for something even better, to walk in integrity and uprightness and to extend grace to another person. The Lord has extended His grace so freely to me when I'm undeserving. Who am I to withhold extending grace to someone else? So I have to ask you the obvious question. What would you have done in that situation? Friends, I'm going to put a video up on the screen now, which I did a little while ago, which talks about the danger and damage of speaking words out of a place of anger and being emotional. Click on that now and watch that truth.